picking off those shots with his gloves. Now that wide shot, and he hammers to the body with the left hook and tries the uppercut. Contreras wants a little distance. He comes in with a wide right hand.
We haven't seen Contreras before. Didn't see any tape of him, and I already like him because he commits so much to his punches.
He really does. Nice right hand from him, and Castaneda's taking shots, and he's down. He got hit on the way down. Let's listen to the count.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not getting up. Wow. Francisco Contreras with a steaming combination, and on the way down, clipped him with that left hook just for a finishing measure. And Juan Castaneda had seen enough. He didn't get 2 minutes to fight this time on ShowBox. Contreras wiped him out.
Yeah, it looked like he just was an A-class fighter fighting a B-class, C-class fighter tonight. He did what he was supposed to do, and the power is just resounding. And this kid is a serious knockout puncher.
Boy, I'll tell you, never down, never threatened. And his corner told us, Steve, he needs rounds. He's not going to get them tonight.
That's always the ultimate sign that a prospect is moving along nicely, when they match him against a guy in order to get him work, in order to make it a little tougher on him, and he responds with a fight like this. I think going in, Nick, we thought that Contreras was a puncher. He definitely is. As for Castaneda, that's 2 first-round knockouts in his last 3 fights. Bye-bye to him.
So long. Francisco Contreras, though, that was a mean, powerful statement. And Contreras puts the hurt on Castaneda, and you can see it here. He said he perhaps popped a knee ligament or something, but he didn't get hit in the knee, man. He got hit flush in the face several times. It was a barrage of shots from Francisco Contreras. A minute 38 into round 2 is all it took. Round 1, I should say. And it was so quick, you'll want to see it again. And the thing I loved from the opening bell was Contreras committing to that jab. Look what he puts on it here.
Yeah, that first jab was really crisp and straight and nice, and in the middle of Castaneda's face.
Now Contreras coming forward.
And that's the type of strong, powerful, snapping jab that the young fighters want to focus on, because if you can't hit a guy with a jab, you can forget about hitting him with the left hook or the straight right hand.
So he's discouraging Castaneda from taking liberties. He's going to come and he's going to pay for it.
Every time.
And there it is again, as Contreras does an excellent job at controlling range there. He'll step back and now move into it. He looked a little off balance there. But again, watch the clock, because 88 seconds in, it's over.
And we know now that Castaneda injured his left knee. It must have come on the knockdown.
Yeah, 98, we should say. But that was academic. He couldn't get up because of it, and it probably would have been a real beatdown had he. Contreras there just picking his shots, and Castaneda tried to use some head movement to come in, but Contreras timed him every time.
Now here comes the knockout right here.
Combination, and there it is. And on the way down, a hook for good measure.
It was a perfect timed counterpunch, right-hand hook, that really set the tone for that knockout. It's beautiful.
Off the ropes, too.
Off the ropes.
Well, first we thought he didn't get up because he didn't want to get up. But we know now that he injured his left knee pretty badly, and he's leaving the ring now, Castaneda.
Francisco Contreras does it with conviction. Our opening bout on ShowBox. Up to Mark Lichtenfeld.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jerry Cantu reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute 38 seconds of the first round. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Francisco Contreras.
Man, did this guy make an impression on his opponent and the ShowBox audience, Steve.
Look at him punching off the ropes. Sometimes it's not easy to get leverage off the ropes. You know, punching power, some of it's natural, some of it's technique, and some of it's simply intent. And this guy has intent. I mean, we saw that right away. Here it is again. Right hand, left hook, and then a combination. And, yeah, he felt his left leg, Castaneda, was pinned under him as he fell. But even there, you saw how wide Castaneda's shots are. Also, that last left hook by Contreras pretty wide, but at that point he had his man hurt. Didn't really matter if he threw properly with technique or not. Now you'll see, watch the left leg of Castaneda as he goes down. Yeah, that's how you pop a knee. And he didn't move during the count, and I was wondering, is he quitting? He didn't like getting hit that early that often, but he wasn't going to get up either way.
Francisco Contreras, 13-0, 12 KOs. Do we want to see him again on ShowBox? You bet. Coming up next, Freddy Hernandez, 27 wins, only a single loss. But just how good is he? Demarcus Corley, former world champion, who intends to expose him. What happens when Hernandez meets Corley? 10 rounds or less. Meanwhile, the Showtime Sports calendar picks up tomorrow night when Showtime Championship Boxing presents an explosive world title showdown. Edwin Valero, with an astonishing 26 KOs in 26 fights, puts his WBC title belt on the line against all-action interim champion and ShowBox alum Antonio DeMarco. The card opens with undefeated former ShowBoxer Carlos Abregu against Richie Gutierrez in a 10-round welterweight bout. You won't want to miss it, beginning at 9 Eastern tomorrow night. Next Wednesday night, it's back-to-back hours of sports on Showtime, beginning at 9 with a new edition of Inside the NFL. JB, Phil Simms, Chris Collinsworth, and Warren Sapp break down the Super Bowl and more. Then at 10, the series premiere of Inside NASCAR, as Showtime brings you behind the scenes of America's #1 spectator sport. Monday, February 15th, it's the premiere of Episode 3 of Fight Camp 360, Inside the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. Get up close and personal with this elite group of super middleweights taking on each other in boxing's most innovative continuing series. Mixed Martial Arts returns on February 26th. Strikeforce Challenger Series featuring the next wave of superstars fighting for recognition. Sarah Kaufman and Takeo Hashi battle for the first Strikeforce women's 135-pound title. And Trevor Prangley faces Carl Amasu in the main event of this 5-fight card. The following night, it's Episode 4 of Fight Camp 360, Inside the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. And then, Saturday night, March 6th, get ready for the second stage of the Super 6 Classic. American Andre Durrell, coming off the first defeat of his career, is in a must-win battle with early tournament leader, powerful, inexhaustible Arthur Abraham. For more information, visit our website, sports.show.com. Back to the moment. ShowBox comes to you this Friday night from Santa Ynez, California. We're inside the Chumash Casino Resort where the fight crowd has once again packed the place. And whoosh, after that first round KO, is just now trying to settle back in for our main event. Freddy Hernandez returns to ShowBox and faces the challenge of former world champion Demarcus Chop Chop Corley in a 10-round welterweight bout. Nick Charles, Steve Farhood ringside on the Central Coast of California. Happy you could join us for the ShowBox. And Steve, we spoke with both main event fighters yesterday. Who makes the fight and why?
Nick, I'll give you 4 good reasons Chop Chop better make this fight. First of all, he's the smaller guy. He's always the smaller guy. Freddy Hernandez loves distance. Chop Chop has to get inside to take that away. Secondly, Chop Chop's 35 years old. You can't move at 35 the way you could when you were 25. Thirdly, Chop Chop says, hey, Hernandez is the promoter's fighter. I'm not going to win a decision, so he feels he has to get a knockout. Fourth, look behind me, it's a 17-foot ring that favors a puncher, so Chop Chop should be making this fight.
So to play off some of Steve's points, Antonio Corley made it clear to us he's going to be coming. So how does Hernandez control the veteran southpaw and then dictate the fight on his terms?
You know, he does it just like Contreras just showed us with the hard, stiff, commanding jab. He has to use that jab offensively and defensively. And bottom line, tonight, he has to be the boss in the ring, period. He has to beat Corley on all fronts. He's the guy that's moving up into the contention, and he's the one shooting for a championship. So he has to show us tonight that he's ready to take that step forward.
So, big task, and for a late replacement, Demarcus Corley, based on what we've seen lately, could be a handful. But let's meet Freddy Hernandez, or reacquaint him to you again. You saw him on Showbox last year. He's in the red corner, born in Mexico, now 30 and entering his 10th year as a pro. Hernandez fought his first 11 in Mexico and came to the U.S. in 2003. His only loss was a split decision 5 years ago. He was inactive for 15 months. 2 fights into his return, he was on Showbox last October and dominated, helped by a solid body attack on the way to a unanimous decision win. He's coming off an 8-round victory in December that boosted his record to 27-1, 1 no decision, 18 KOs. Take us behind the number.